Welcome to the Bullitt Chronicles, Episode 3. Today we will be discussing any of the blemishes or boo-boos I've had with my car since ownership, plus some very valuable bonus information. So let's get started. What you see here is the damage estimate of the right side bumper cover on 23 May 2020. I don't have a photo of the bumper cover damage, but this was $686 of self-induced trauma. The Bullitt was taken to Earnhardt Chevrolet to correct the damage. Yes, you heard right, Chevrolet. I had my Corvette painted there 2 years ago after some road damage, and they did a superb job. I parked just a little too close to the cabinet on the right and just nudged it. And when I backed up, the bumper cover caught the corner of the door and it dug a deep gouge into the bumper. Fortunately, it didn't rip off the entire door. For the purist out there, the bumper cover remains original to the car for those number matching folks out there. Next up was damage to the right front fender on 28 October 2020. I went on a donut run, and when I came out of the store, a shopping cart was parked next to my car. I didn't notice any damage at the time, but 3 days later, when I was cleaning the dust off the car, I noticed 3 or 4 deep claw marks down to the primer and a small dent about twice the size of a BB. I did a 5-foot touch-up paint job on the claw marks, but the dent just drove me crazy. You could see it from 15 feet away. Now I'm back at the Chevrolet dealer explaining what happened. Again, out $357.20 this time, since the deductible is higher than the cost to fix it. The Chevy dealer did a fantastic job. What is the point to all this reporting of damage to the car? What kind of car guy do you want to be? Do you want to be known as the guy in the trailer queen? That's the person who only drives the car to auto shows and such, but trailers the car to get there in order to put limited miles on the car. I've come up with a new term, at least I hope it's a new term, garage king. That's the car guy who never drives the car anywhere and leaves it parked in the garage. This person is afraid of the very damage that was done to this Bullitt Mustang. I had a good discussion with my service advisor at Earnhardt Chevrolet, who definitely is a car guy. He told me about a friend of his that was afraid to drive his Porsche 944. It definitely was a garage king for 20 plus years. One day he came home and the entire roof of the garage had collapsed on it and crushed it. Moral of the story, the advisor believes it's better to drive the car and enjoy it than just letting the car sit with 95 miles on the odometer. You just have to expect that something like this is probably going to happen to the car. Try to protect it the best you can. Getting these dents, blemishes, scratches in your car can be really upsetting, but I've decided what I'm going to do is just enjoy the car and drive it, and as these things, little mishaps happen to the car, I'm just going to wear them like a badge of honor. Today's bonus information is going to be about decoding the VIN number of the Mustang Bullitt. There's a lot of online car VIN number decoders, and I happen to put mine in there, and they're not accurate. I put my VIN number in there, and it came up as a Mustang GT500, which obviously it's not. But anyway, let's take a look at the VIN number code. And this is typically what you'd see as a sequence of numbers. And then the last 6 numbers would be your actual production number. Anyway, the first 3 digits is going to tell you that this is in fact a Ford Motor Company built in the USA passenger car. And then we'll look at the 4th digit. The 6 tells you that it has seat belts and front side airbags. The next sequence of letters and numbers, the P8K, tells you that it is a model fastback Bullitt. Then the next digit is 0, which tells you what kind of motor it has in it. It's a 5-liter 475. The 2, and the next digit is the check digit for fraud in a VIN number. And Ford came up with this way of detecting if a VIN number is actually a legitimate VIN number. You take all the letters that are in the VIN number and you turn them into numbers, and then they have a number that you divide by, and if it doesn't come out right, then it's a fraudulent VIN number. I gather there must be problems out there with a lot of fraud, or they wouldn't have gone through the trouble of actually doing it. Anyway, the next number or letter is K, and that lets you know that it's a 2019. And then the final number is actually the number 5, and that lets you know that the car was actually assembled in Flat Rock, Michigan. And that is your bonus tip for the day. So there you have it, folks. This is the conclusion of episode number 3. As you can tell, there was minimal damage done to the front bumper and the left fender on the left from the photos here. Anyway, if you like this video, please hit the subscribe or the like button. And we'll be moving on to episode number 4, which will be, does the Mustang Bullitt from 2019 actually sound like the Mustang Bullitt from 1968?